All right, welcome everybody to Wellness Week for the month of June 2021. I'm health coach Dan Tribley with Epic Functional Medicine. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who are a part of this group and community, sharing questions and thoughts, answers, helping each other out, and just creating an environment that is welcoming where people can ask questions, reach out. So today we're going to be talking about movement, specifically in the context of helping our sleep. So as we were kind of thinking through the themes about June, one of the big things we've been going over in this week, if you've been following along with any of our other live videos so far, recorded or live, is the theme of engaging others around us and how it relates to our health habits and routines we're looking to grow in. But today we're going to step away from a little bit of that theme and look at another one, which is with movement. I believe June, or one of the days in June, is Men's Health Awareness Week or something like that. I mean, we've always got some fun days and weeks for all kinds of parts of the year. So anyway, that's a little bit of what inspired this. But today we're going to just go over a little bit of review and just some specifics as well. I hope something about today, even if it's just one thing, is a for you to go, all right, maybe I should try that. Maybe that would help. Especially with sleep, something we do every day, no matter what, right? If we can improve our sleep even by an inch or two or a couple percent points, right? Day after day after day, that matters and that makes a big difference. So we're just going to start off with some basics. And a lot of times they say, and actually we even tell our private clients in general sleep guidelines, exercise early in the day. And if you don't leave any other details, it's not bad advice, but it is helpful to expand on that a little bit more, and it's potentially maybe incomplete advice. Really, what seems to be is that we just want to avoid high intensity exercise at least 1 hour before bed or so. But otherwise, exercise in the morning, in the evening, getting close to your bedtime is either okay and it doesn't interrupt your sleep, or it could even make it better. And certain kinds of exercises or types of movement, physical therapy we do for ourselves, even right before bed, could even make it even better as opposed to being neutral. And I just want to read for us, actually, I'll share my screen here. Here we go. Article that found on Harvard site. And it speaks exactly to this question. It said, I've heard that you should not exercise at night because it can cause sleep problems. This is true. And they say, I'll just read it first. Traditionally, experts have recommended not exercising at night as part of good sleep hygiene. And now a new study published in 2018 in Sports Medicine suggests that you can exercise in the evening as long as you avoid vigorous activity at least 1 hour before bedtime. It examined 23 studies that evaluated sleep onset and quality in healthy adults who performed a single session of evening exercise compared with similar adults who did not. And they found that not only did the evening exercise not affect sleep, it seemed to help people fall asleep faster and spend more time in deep sleep. However, those who did high intensity exercise, such as interval training, less than 1 hour before bedtime took longer to fall asleep and had poorer sleep quality. So that's just a direct reference to a little bit of that right there. And I think that makes sense, right? If we get our blood really pumping, we're like, okay, we're awake, we're energized, we're getting our adrenals kicking in, or making some cortisol, among other things. I mean, it's the exact opposite of what we want to do to prepare for bed, right? So there's a bit of intuition there that makes sense. And also just pay attention to your own body too. If you do something new in your movement, your level of activity in the day, or at what time you do it in the day, also pay attention to your sleep. I found it fascinating for me. Even like when I started doing like, all right, I'm finally getting back and maybe it's a little bit weight, strength training, and I would do it in the morning, but then I noticed like, I feel like I slept deeper last night, I think it's just really important to think a lot about connecting sleep and movement together as well. I mean, all kinds of things affect our sleep, but stress being another one, but don't forget that movement can as well, either for better or for worse. Cool. So that's the first thing kind of go over. And so I just encourage you guys, assess for yourself, what is your current routine, if you have one, when it comes to movement in your day, or any kind of official exercise regimen, how close is that to your bedtime? If it's less than an hour before, double check, with yourself, like how intense is it? And if it is more intense and you don't think it's affecting your sleep, maybe see if you can push it back, a little bit earlier into your evening, see if that does make a difference, right? But otherwise, if you're thinking, oh no, like I have to, in order to exercise, I have to get up even earlier to do it. And that's like what you have to do. Know that there are more options, which is nice. All right. So a couple of things just to go over as well is, again, gentler forms of movement, things that aren't, we're not doing interval training, right? We're not getting our heart rate shooting up. It can be beneficial. And I was just reading for you guys in that on the Harvard site, that it can even help enhance sleep. And so what could be some examples of this straight up? I'll give some examples right here. First, yoga. Yoga, even more intensive yoga, is it's a bit of strengthening. There's a lot of expressions of it. So I would just say, let's just assume for context here, we're talking about yoga that has a little bit of strengthening. You're doing some poses that may have some challenge to them. It's not just stretches and breathing. Okay, maybe it's a little bit of combination of everything. So yoga can definitely help. Not really getting your heart rate too up high up, but you're engaging your body. You're also stretching and paying attention to your body and elongating, and hopefully if you're doing yoga, not by crunching your body, but helping your body, then you're helping with your spine as well, and different joints and all of those things. Anytime we can alleviate and improve upon aches, pains, discomfort, tightness in the body, it's going to help our sleep. The next one, kind of tying with yoga, yoga ties in a lot of things, but another one is stretching, right? Again, if you're tight somewhere, that's going to affect your sleep. I think that'd be a great thing to post in the comments. Like, what are some things you notice where if this is happening in your body, certain areas tweaky or tight or in pain, how does that affect your sleep? How is your sleep impacted if and when you're able to resolve or keep up on those things and have it not be as much of a problem? So I'll give an example for myself. Ironically, even as a health coach, I'm in front of the computer pretty much all day, right? A lot of times I'm sitting. Right now I'm standing, but usually I'm not doing an active motion, which would be the ideal. Doing a lot of sitting, and I can get, at least the chair that I have, it's a pretty comfortable chair, but no chair is perfect. And no matter how good of a chair you have, sitting too much, is the root issue anyway. And so oftentimes I can start getting tight in certain, there's consistent patterns. I get tight in the upper part of my hamstrings, kind of upper part, and then towards the side a little bit, getting close to, not quite along the IT band, which is kind of, if you were to, turn around, then just right along the side from your hip down along the side of your quads, IT band, like kind of that area, that gets tight for me easily if I don't keep up with it. Also as well, sometimes the quads, lower part as well, and inside in the thigh. So there's a few areas I just noticed that just gets tight, and probably because I sit, or the type of chair I sit in, right, among other things. And so I personally love to do foam rolling. Who's heard of foam rolling? And if you love foam rolling, post in the comments below of what you do with it. What kind of foam roller do you use? I'm very biased and I love the foam roller. That's not the main topic of today, but anytime I mention foam rolling, I'm just gonna say this. It is one of the few things you can do for self-care that is cheap, accessible. You can do anywhere, anytime. You can even do it while you're watching a show or just having fun, listening to music. It gives oftentimes instant relief and results, improvement to how you feel, as well as contribute to long-term benefits as well. There aren't many things when it comes to our health and lifestyle that tick off all those boxes, right? I think it's pretty cool. You should definitely learn more about it. So foam rolling for me, and then stretching after, helps a lot with keeping up on those tight spots. And I do notice I sleep better. Like if I don't address it, I go to sleep, and it's like I just feel it in my legs a little bit, And it's just enough to even like keep my mind engaged, and it keeps my body awake longer. I just notice it takes longer to fall asleep than when I feel rested and well. So yeah, so that's the first thing there. Um, Along with that, so that's just an example in my life where that helps my sleep. And being aware of listening to your body and feeling where is it tight. Maybe you just always feel tight, so you don't realize it. You know, I mean, that maybe is your normal, and it's been a while since you've been able to feel a a difference and have something compared to. So just something to think about. Another one is eccentrics. Health coach Natalie always is helpful in reminding me about this one. Eccentrics is, let me see if I can pull it up for you guys here. Hang on with me one moment. Okay. I like doing sound effects to various things I do, if you haven't noticed. Here we go. So eccentrics is a specific type of movement workout regimen. Gosh, I can't remember her name, but this is the gal who came up with it here. I should remember her name. In fact, I think she has a channel, plays like early in the morning, 6 a.m. Central Time on public TV, PBS, I think, but which is kind of cool. And there's also some YouTube videos you can check out, but it's and even have some things on her website there. But it's a way to do some gentle, total body, gentle strengthening, toning. And again, it's gentle. And so it can help kind of loosen up the body. A great accessible kind of movement, type of movement exercise, especially if you have concerns about certain injuries, or if your joints aren't feeling so great from doing more strenuous ranges of motion workouts. So eccentrics, right up here, something you can think about and explore. All right. Other ideas, that types of movement that can help. Interestingly, as I was looking at this further, it said, even light weights or light levels of strengthening can help. And I know I alluded to, mentioned this very briefly with yoga. But again, you can do a little bit of some strength training. The main thing is about heart rate and the level of intensity, okay? Interestingly, I mean, if you're lifting some weights, let's say you're doing some heavy lifting. Now, I wouldn't recommend that right before sleep, but let's say you're doing heavy lifting, right? But you're taking some long pauses and breaks between sets. Your heart rate might not be up that much at all. In fact, I remember one of my relatives, he's got an awesome gym set up in his basement, and he and I were chatting. He's laughing. He's like, yeah, my Apple Watch or something is reminding me that I should go exercise. It doesn't realize I'm doing that right now because my heart rate's so low at these long rests between these sets. We had a good chuckle there. But light weights and strengthening helps warm up the body a bit, and then you have that cool off period. For whatever reason, that can help with sleep as well, and then and so on and so forth. I'm just going to share one other site as well. I mean, really, I didn't do, I'm not a mastermind when it comes to like movement and sleep, but even just a little bit of exploration on the internet, it's been insightful and helpful. And I'm just going to share one article I found with you guys. There were a couple, I was going to share another one and offer that in the resources when you guys answer, the question of the day, and we give those resources to you. But I guess you need a subscription, and you can only view the article so many times before, it was blocked from viewing. But I saw, for when I look around for ideas, things that relate to our health, I like to look for patterns and things that overlap when multiple sources agree with each other and share a similar theme. And so this article definitely fit the bill there. So share my screen with you guys again. Here we go. This is from sleep.org, nighttime exercise routines. And again, they talk about, we want to be careful about vigorous high intensity exercise. It could affect our sleep, but it probably doesn't help our sleep. But they have a number of different specific poses that you can do that will help. A number of these, some of these are more like an isometric exercise where you're strengthening your body without moving your joints. Classic example is doing a plank or a glute bridge. But there's other ones that are more like stretches or just poses, like a standing forward fold. just standing up and then just folding forward and hanging, letting your body just kind of hang and dangle, right? But I like the detail this article gives with tips and information on how to do these, and also, why does this help? For example, right at the start, or actually, we go to child's pose. Child's pose, relaxed pose, release tension in the back and hips, stretching out your upper arms and torso, promotes alignment and relaxation. So again, when our body is aligned better, things are less tight. I mean, I'm sure some of you guys can relate to in your spine, your back is not happy with you, that your sleep is hindered, right? So anything that's going to help those things should help your sleep. Makes sense. So definitely feel free to check this out too. Again, it's sleep.org. And they have that article here. But again, Natalie, health coach Natalie, will post a question of the day, challenge of the day for you guys. And we just, we're happy to just share, kind of all the resources, videos, articles, things that we put to, kind of looked at and found as we were putting together this Wellness Week. And we'll send that to you guys. Send that to you over. All you need to do is just contribute to posting in the comments for the question of the day. All right. So again, one of the themes I've seen too is, again, the stretches and things to help your spinal alignment in your back and your hips. So that's just a few more thoughts there. All right. So a lot of opportunities for kinds of movement, things we do to engage postures in our body to enhance, not just, be neutral with our sleep, but make it better. All right. So it's like knocking two birds out with one stone. Hey, I'm getting some movement or something to care for my body in a very physical way, and I'm improving my sleep at the same time. Why not be efficient, right? I know all of us could probably use another couple hours in our day, because our lives are so full and busy. So check that out and consider that. Okay. So today will be, a little bit shorter, but those are kind of the main things I wanted to cover with you guys today. And again, I would love to hear you guys share the wealth. What do you like to do to help that you feel does truly help enhance your sleep when you keep consistency with those things as they pertain to what we've been talking about today with movement, exercise, or stretches, any of that kind of stuff. Our official question of the day and our challenge that Health Coach Natalie will post a little bit later today after this video is done is where are you tight at the end of the day? Pick a stretch or movement that would help address and find and do it for 5 minutes before bed. If you're not sure where you are tight, do a body scan meditation to really hone in on how your body actually feels in order to double check. And we've got a couple of resources for you guys on that. I believe we have. Oh, do I have it? Missed it. Okay. I thought we had a body scan video for you, but if you just type body scan on YouTube, you'll find it pretty darn quick. But for those of you guys who are not familiar with the body scan, it's a type of meditation practice, mindfulness practice, where it is as it sounds. You just become real. You start thinking about from the top, top of your hair, working all the way down every part of your body down to the very tip of your finger or your toenails. How does it feel? Is there tension? Can you relax it? What's happening there? So it's a cool way to, again, maybe it's helpful for meditation or stress relief, because if your mind's busy, you focus on something else for a little bit, and we carry that tension physically too. Oftentimes, I know for me and my neck and shoulders, I don't know how often my left shoulder is up a little bit. It's like breathing. I don't feel like it takes any effort. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm gonna lower it a little bit. So 2 parts there, depending on which camp you find yourself in. Question of the day or challenge: where are you tight at the end of your day? Pick a stretch or movement that would help address it. Just do it for 5 minutes before bed, consistently throughout this week and the next week. See what you find and learn. Or if you're in the other camp of, I'm not sure if I'm tight anywhere, or I've not really thought about that much, I haven't really paid attention to that, then check out a body scan video or audio and practice that a couple times and see where are you tight. Feel your body piece by piece. And it's fascinating when we engage our mind just how connected our mind and our thoughts are to even to our muscles and our ligaments, tendons, all those things. So check that out. Invite you guys to post in the comments there. I'm sure there's somebody out there when you message and post something, they'll relate to it and be like, wow, I'm really glad that person said that. And I feel that way too, or I had considered that. Maybe I'll try that. You never know when you're making an impact in somebody else's life by just posting a comment or two in the community. All right, guys. Well, that's what I have for us today. Thank you for your time. Again, don't expect, if you guys are watching me live right now, but if you watch this later on in your day and your week, I hope at least even one thing here was applicable to you that you can help enhance and level up your health to the next step. All right, we will see you next time tomorrow, day 5, health coach Natalie. And then maybe Dr. Bradley, still feeling a little sick with this stomach right now. So thoughts with him. We'll talk about engaging a family and with diet, I believe, for Friday. So see you later.